Hello everyone, and welcome back to Roots of Pacha. So, funny story, the reason I titled the episode Low Bar was because last time I was just like, I'm gonna do so much, I'm gonna make so many contributions. And then I think I made like maybe 300 contributions. I was like, okay, never mind. Let's not set the bar too high. Low bar today. Hello Disnerd, how are you? I did try playing this on my Steam Deck. I don't like the controls. Or it's not necessarily even the controls. It's the character moves weird. Instead of feeling like she's moving with the map, she weirdly glides. And it's odd. Like, I don't know. It feels weird. Oh yeah, huh. Forgot about the festival. I made pork tenderloin and roasted potatoes for dinner, and it was absolutely delicious. And I kind of just threw it together. I was like, okay, I have this stuff, and I had this stuff. I'm like, let's just kind of throw it together. It turned out really good. That sucks. I'm sorry. But you gotta keep baking. You gotta keep it going. Okay. I think I have animals. I don't know who shared a pen and who didn't share a pen, so I'm like, I don't know. She's very, very antsy. Now I'm like super curious, I'm like, which animals? Is it bison? Or is it the ibex? It might be the ibex. Yeah, that's what it is. I was like, I had more animals, I thought. It's because I do. I need to upgrade this. And this one's already upgraded, though. No, it's not. What? Oh, it's because the grass is in the way. I was like, wait a second. Isn't that updated? Okay, so I need... Where is my little paper? There it is. 80 flint, 100 wood, 2,500 contributions. No, that's the house. Whoop! Was it a medium shed? 30 flint, 50 fiber, 3,000 contributions. That sounds more right. Then again, I don't... No, this one is upgraded. Okay. So next step, we're going to upgrade the other one. If I have the resources. I don't know. We're going to go see. That's a lot of flint, though. I do have enough flint. And Lord help me, I have plenty of fiber. Okay, just stick that there. Ah, crap! It's a festival day. Never mind. We'll upgrade that tomorrow. Because nobody's in town because everybody's at the festival. Except I got things to do. I have crops to water. I got things to do. I forgot how many crops I planted. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. I need irrigation. I need an irrigation system. How far does this go? Okay, so yeah, we planted a lot. Oops. My one problem with this game is that stamina doesn't, like, you don't seem to get stamina, like, I don't know if you ever actually increase, except for, like, jewelry. You can get a piece of jewelry that increases your stamina. But other than that, you are kind of SOL. And I keep missing the mark. Okay, mouse. We've talked about this. Oh my gosh! I'm in the middle! Just... I'm like wasting so much stamina just because my character's just like, oh, just throw everything all willy-nilly. What, could you not? Whoop. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Everything's watered. I might as well go to the festival, which I believe is up north. Also, if you have something against chewing, I am very sorry. I have some chocolate-covered almonds that I'm just numbing on. Mmm. Breakfast burritos are amazing. Okay. To enter the competition, just cook something and give it to me. Before you do that, try to figure out who the judge is and what they like by chatting with the clan. Oh boy! Yes, one of us is the judge. We won't tell you who. Okay, Cholula is amazing. Although, should you be eating Cholula with your heartburn? Hosting a festival like this brings us all together. Even if our guests couldn't stand each other. It's all fun and games, Disnerd. Hello, I'm Javi, the Yakuman Shaper. I'm the spiritual leader of the clan. Shaper is just a weird word. Don't expect me to tell you if I'm the judge. Why you gotta be so hidden? Just tell me. I will not confirm nor deny if I'm the judge. Even if that means letting a Yakuan win this competition. It wouldn't be fair if I told you I was or wasn't the judge. Best of luck. Now I have to go talk to, like, legit everyone. So many people. Oh my gosh! How many people are here? Talk to the kids. We need to come out here more often. Look at this place. This has to be the most beautiful waterfall I've ever seen. The children are no help. One day I want to be a food judge. I'll be the best. I'd be the best. My poor brother can never keep a secret from me. I'm pretty sure he's not the judge. It's nice to chat with so many folks. I'm Kocha of the Yakuans. It's nice seeing the kids having fun over there. I don't want to gossip, but I don't think the judge is Pachan. Oh, well, okay, that significantly narrows it down. Have you figured out who the judge is yet? I haven't even tried. Well, if it's not Pachan, it's nobody from our group. I was going to make something, but I think I'll just chat this year. Great music and food. What's not to love? Somebody give me a hint! My mom is a terrible liar. If she's the judge, you'll know. This bears more investigation! No. Fine. Hi, I'm Ash. Your outfit is so cute. Random people showing up. My mom wanted to make sure today was perfect for our guests. I think she did it. It's pretty safe to pick seafood for Inza. She talks about fishing as much as me. Well, she will neither confirm nor deny. I'm avoiding Inza so I don't accidentally cheat. She's a terrible liar. T-Bone and Jellrod frustrate each other beyond words. But you'd never know with how well they play music together. Oh. Jizu wants to make something from the sea. I think it's one of the Yakuons, so we should do well. Okay. Hopefully it's not one of the spiritual leaders. They like dishes with only veggies. I'm making something with carrots for my dad. Even if he's not the judge, he'll be pretty happy. Oh. I'm going to make something with chilies in it. If the judge isn't Javi or Anda, I'll get to eat it. Or I'll get it. Yeah, I'll get to eat it. Okay, none of this is helping. I should have made hummus. I heard one of the spiritual leaders likes it. Vala is such a good cook. Okay. Hi, I'm Ko? Took thought I'd like this festival. I'm not much of a cook, but I do love to eat. Dottie should go show those kids how to dance. Era is cooking with Nock. Don't you think there's something there? I have no idea. Akari and Nari keep trying to get me to go dance. But it's more of a young people's gathering over there. Javi was telling me about the fighting arts. I would have loved to learn when I was younger. Or Havri. The cooking fires here are quite good. You should be proud of your clan. Somebody just give me a hint! The leaders look suspicious, don't they? I'm guessing one of them is the judge. Setting up all these fires was a lot of work. But it was worth it. Okay. I'm surprised so many people waited to cook their dishes here. Maybe I should have too. My sister has been craving something with squash lately. It's so lovely hosting a festival like this. I almost hope one of our guests wins. I heard the Yakuans like meals with tortillas. I heard the Mograni don't like dishes made with tortillas. Ah! Okay, so they're pretty sure it's a spiritual leader. The spiritual leaders like dishes with vegetables. And if it's a Yakuan spiritual leader, then they like tortillas. Then again, who doesn't like a good tortilla? I don't know what to make. Like, I feel like I should go with this. It's probably not gonna win, but that's fine. Just based on what I heard. Okay. Time to submit my meal. Yes. Watch me be so completely wrong. Thanks for joining us this evening. An extra special thanks to our guests, the Yakuans and Mograni. Uh-oh. Okay. They like tortillas. The Yakuans like tortillas. I'm partially there. Now, if I made the tortillas and the fish, that probably would have been the tops. Well, she didn't like theirs. Oh. I failed. Yeah. She made fish tacos, didn't she? Looks like we have a winning plate. Fish taco. Yep. It looks mouthwatering and smells delicious. Good job, Jizu. Let's enjoy the rest of the evening and try all these dishes. I think I've only won this festival once. And then it's gonna be all late when I get back. We're not the champions. There's always next year. Oh, look, I got my food that I cooked. Well then. That sucked. I'll just stick that down there with the rest of the food. Okay, and so we don't look like horrible complete slackers. Let's go put this, like the egg and the flowers. Just so we have something to show for the day. Okie dokie. Yes, I would like to go to sleep. Oh, look! 85! It's not much, but... Like, what I want to know is, how subtle are these hints that I'm supposed to be picking up? Because I only got partially right. Like, I was like, tortillas. But then I was like, oh, if it was a spiritual leader, they wouldn't have liked the fish. So, I'm like, the hints are a little, like, purposefully vague. Rise and shine, animals! Rise and shine! It's, oh my gosh, this is literally me in the morning. I wake up at 6 and then I go and get the animals. Oh, my pig! My pig, it grew up! Which one is it? I don't know at the moment. But my pig, it grew up. I guess it's a boar. What is the etymological difference between... No, that's not the right one. Physiological? What is the difference between a pig and a boar? Like, seriously, though, what is the difference? There has to be... something. Oh, holy crap. I was trying to eat my last almond, and it, like, flew off somewhere. I found it! Well, no, I feel like they can have domesticated boars. I don't know. It's one of the great mysteries of life. Okay. Time to water lay crops. We'll find out eventually, someday. Okay. Disnerd. Can you possibly talk to Audio about having to reschedule D&D again? Because 3 of us in the party are going to be busy on the day it was rescheduled for. I feel quite awful about it, but I didn't pick to move the day. My vote was not considered there. It's at the party's at 1. Yeah, therein lies the problem. And what was it? Last time we were there for, like, what, 3 hours? So it's like right in the middle of D&D time. I mean, potentially, but then we have to get everybody on board. I just didn't know if anybody had reached out yet. Yeah, no, we're terrible at trying to plan. Okay, let's see. There's gotta... I swear one of these involved sunflowers. That one we can't even do yet. It was that one. Okay. We need 12 wood. But is she... Oh, she's visiting today. Cool. Okay, sell those. Let's go grab 12 wood and go up there. Actually, let's talk to Kroll first. Kroll? You're not much of a conversationalist. Yes, I see that. I want that one. Cool. It's being upgraded. Yeah, I think my notifications aren't working on that Discord server, or at least for that chat, because I never get the notifications that there's like any chats in that one. Okay. Just let me know, because I mean, since she doesn't live here, she's not in the group. Yeah, I kind of figured. Wait a second. I thought you're... Oh, your real anniversary. Because I was like, I thought your anniversary was the 2nd. You want to know what's terribly ironic? So, I have this living fear of November 2nd. And it's because a long time ago, I had this dream. And it was like an extremely vivid dream that I died. Like, I went through this terrible illness and I died. And I got to witness my own funeral. And it was like so heartbreaking because I couldn't stop it. Like, I was dying and there was nothing I could do about it. And I was so, like, terrified. And I woke up and I was just like, and it was weird because in the dream, it was like hyper fixated on the date. And I died on November 2nd. And I was so just like, I woke up and I was just like panting and crying. And like, my mom came and she started giving me a hug. And she's like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I couldn't breathe. I was just sobbing so much. And she's like, okay, like, just, you're okay. You're okay, honey. Just calm down. And so it stuck with me that like something bad was going to happen on November 2nd. And then when you look it up on the map, or the calendar, November 2nd is listed as Day of the Dead. I'm like, that's horribly ironic. Okay, so she's gonna go study bees and then talk to Vala. Beekeeping! I'm gonna keep some bees. And I don't know why, I love a game that has bees in it. Which is funny, because I love Apico, and it's all about bees. I have literally stayed up late the last, like, 3 nights playing that game, trying to figure out all the different bee combinations. I'm not sure why Vala always wants to cook new things. We already know meat tastes good. Because sometimes variety is the spice of life. But yes, Disnerd, so every year when November 2nd rolls around, I get a lot of anxiety And I'm like, I feel like something bad's gonna happen. And it's because I literally, like, witnessed my own death. And it's just like, it just gives me this, like, sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach. Just like, and I think that's what it's like a Thursday this year. So it's like, I have to be at work. I'm gonna be at work, sitting there, like, freaking out, going, please, don't let anything happen to me. It's been... I would say it's been, like, a good 8 years since I had that dream. See, and that's what I thought it was. You always have pizza? Okay, well, if we were sticking to my tradition, or if we were sticking to what happened after my wedding, I would be getting Japanese food and eating it in my living room in my pajamas. You know, that doesn't sound too terribly bad. So how did the pizza thing start? Like, I don't think I ever heard of you guys doing that, and you guys have been together for a while. I should probably, like, go to the mines or something, but I'm just like, I'm bebopping around. That's just been my phrase lately that I've been just kind of, like, fixated on, is bebopping. Don't know why. Ah, look at the cave lion. You know what? I'm going to not be lazy and actually just go. I should have brought my ostrich and just rid the ostrich. I love that you have, like, a time frame for your anniversary. It's just between these dates. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing to see here. Do I even have rosemary? I don't even have rosemary. We'll just sell it. Oh, nope. Yay, full stamina. Okay. I'm just gonna call my ostrich. Huh. Oh, that is right. I was, like, sitting there thinking, I was like, but I remember when you guys got married. Nope, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, that's cute, though. I didn't know I could walk up here. I've played this game how many times and I had absolutely no idea. It's just like me walking by and all of a sudden I found an herb that I could harvest. I was like, what? I was like, how long has this been here? Let's see. What was I doing? Okay, no, I know exactly what I was doing for my first anniversary, and it was nowhere near as fun as that. That's what happens when your anniversary is in the middle of the giant virus. That was... I had the crappiest luck. My wedding... my wedding, or lack thereof, was, I'll never forget. I will definitely never forget the story of my wedding. I mean, I guess that's something slightly positive. It's memorable. Pretty sure my neighbors remember my anniversary. Okay, let's see. Where did we leave off? It's been so long since I've played this one. I'm like, where did I go? Okay. Yep, that's... Okay. So it's weird because you have to unlock other areas kind of before you get to that point. That's because it's Pi Day. I will always remember the day I got engaged for very different reasons. Yeah, no, that was... I remember being devastated that day. Okay, so this is the problem. If this is blocked at all... Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to be able to access certain things. Okay, so that's down there. But how do I get to it? It's literally out of my reach. I'm just like, I'm lost. See, and that's blocked. So I think I have to come up from the other way, which is massively inconvenient. But how do I even... Oh, dear goodness. Okay, maybe go to the beach and go up? Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Because you have to light the way in order to not... Because in the darkness you carry your torch, but you can't break rocks and carry your torch at the same time. But yeah, is the Pi Day thing the reason you remember my anniversary? Or the day I got engaged? Because that's why my mom remembers it. You know what's weird? Or, I mean, I guess it's endearing. But my mother-in-law always says, Happy Engagement Day. And I'm like, that... I don't know why, it just strikes me as a little odd. Yep, Pi Day. For those of you who don't know, Pi Day is March 14th, and the reason it's called Pi Day is because it's 3.14. And if I had gotten engaged in 2015, it would have been 3.1415. Could have been perfect. Although then again, I know exactly what I was doing in 2015, and let's just say I was not getting married at that time. Wasn't even really thinking about it. Lord knows, because when I got my freaking driver's license, I renewed it for 7 years. You can tell I was not thinking that I was going to get married that soon. I mean, technically speaking, I did wait for a while after that. Okay, I have not even opened this door yet because it's right here. Just go and beat everything. Oh, and of course I'm almost like out of stamina. Yeah, the stamina depletes like way too fast. This game forces you to cook, and I don't necessarily appreciate it. I'm forced to cook in real life more often than I care to admit, so it's funny. I was laying next to my husband, just kind of snuggling, and well, not even. I say snuggling, trying to make it cute. No, I was just laying next to him, just doing my own thing, and I was scrolling through Facebook. And he was like, oh, are you gonna cook? And I was like, I don't really want to. And he's like, oh, but he's like, we already put it off last night. Which is true, we had Taco Bell last night because I didn't want to cook. Actually, I wanted to make potatoes with it, and I was like, it's gonna take too long, so I was just like, it translated into, I don't want to cook. And then, I made it tonight. And it was really good, but I got out of bed and I was like, nope. I was like, if you want to keep talking to me, you gotta come with me, because if I don't get up and start cooking right now, I am not going to cook. This is the monkey room. Oh, probably because of that. So, funny story. I can't get up. I can't actually go to the other side of this room because I'm stuck with this one. I have to actually, like, fill all of these requirements. Ah, crap. Where's the exit? Well, that's not it. How did I get out of here? Oh. Shush. It wasn't plainly marked, okay? Like, I don't necessarily mind cooking. It's just sometimes my brain can't get over, like, thinking of all the things that need to go into cooking. And then all of a sudden, I don't have the spoons to make it. I'm just like, And then all of a sudden, I don't want to cook because it's gonna take too long. Okay, so I need wine? Those are like strawberries. That looks like a tomato. Or is it a pomegranate? But then there's this. That, like, I'm pretty sure is a tomato. Is the answer wine? Aww. That's very sweet. I remember one year for Father's Day, I got my dad a book that goes with the, it's a book of the song Butterfly Kisses. And I gave him a really, like, a longhand letter. And he bawled like a baby. And then I bawled like a baby. I have always been such a daddy's girl, and it's just like, yeah, no, I made him cry, and then I made myself cry, and we were just both crying. I still remember the day I moved out of his house. So, I've always had separation anxiety from my parents. My parents split when I was 6 years old, and, you know, I've always had massive separation anxiety from both of them. And so, moving out of my dad's house into a house with my boyfriend, I didn't say anything. I told my stepmom, I was like, can you talk to him? Can you just, like, kind of break the news to him so I don't have to? And she was like, okay. She's like, I can do that. And so, I'm sitting there packing. Like, I'm actually just packing up my car and his car. And we're just loading it up. And all of a sudden, and he wasn't home at the time. I was like just kind of hoping that I could just get it done with. And so he comes home. And were we engaged at the time? No, we weren't engaged. No, we weren't. We weren't engaged yet. So my boyfriend, he's standing there. And he's holding a box, and I'm holding a box. And my stepsister's helping me, and we just kind of stare at each other. It's like he knows, and I know, and we both don't know how to talk about it. So, boyfriend and stepsister load up their boxes. They go back inside to start loading more stuff. And I'm like, looking at him, and he's looking at me. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to have this talk, like, right now. So we're standing on the porch, and he just looks at me, and I was like, I didn't know how to tell you. And he was like, I told him, I was like, it was easy to tell Mom, and I asked her to talk to you, but from the looks of it, she didn't. And he's like, she kind of mentioned it, but he's like, I didn't know when it was gonna happen. I was like, I didn't know when it was gonna happen. And he's like, it's okay. He's like, it's okay, babe. He's like, I understand. And he was so loving and supportive that so I go inside, because he's like, you can go back inside. Like, I'm going to stay on the porch for a minute. I was like, okay. So at at this point, I'm trying to keep it together. I'm trying to keep it together like a paper mache umbrella in a tsunami. Like, I am desperately trying to keep the tears in. And... no, okay, I need to exit out of this. There we go. I was like, it's getting late. But yeah, so I'm crying, he's crying. And, you know, I'm like, I walk back inside and my boyfriend's like, are you okay? Like, was he mad? You know, are you good? And I looked at him and I just start sobbing, like ugly sobbing. And he's like, oh my gosh, like, and he's imagining my dad's like threatening to kill both of us. And I was like, he was very loving and supportive. And my boyfriend's looking at me and he's like, really? He's like, I'm kind of getting different vibes here. He's like, but you're crying. And I was like, yes. So I'm sobbing. I cried so hard, I got a bloody nose. So my blood pressure rose so much from me crying that I got a bloody nose. And so I'm loading stuff up. We're walking past my dad. I'm still like, I can't talk to you right now. Like, I don't know how to say the words. And so we're like, okay. And when it finally came time to go, Disnerd, you might just want to like take your headphones off or like turn down the volume or something, because this part's gonna make you sob like a baby. So my dad does this thing where when you're leaving, he'll stand on the porch and he'll wave. And so, sorry, I'm crying. So I wasn't driving, my boyfriend was driving, and as we're leaving, my dad's standing there crying on the porch, just waving to me. And I have my hand out the window just waving and waving. And I waved all the way down the road until he couldn't even see me anymore. And I was just crying. And to this day, when he does that waving thing, I bawl like a baby every time I leave his house. Ugh! I made me cry. I love my dad. My dad is such a good man. Ugh! Ugly crying. And people wonder why I don't have a camera, because I do things like this. I make myself cry. Ugh! But yeah, so that's the story of me moving out of my dad's house and me having separation anxiety from my parents. Yeah, I can't talk about emotional things with my dad, because then I just become a wreck. And then I'm sitting there sobbing, he's sitting there sobbing, and I'm like, we could have avoided this by just not talking about our feelings. And I feel like it's because I'm practically his mini-me. We are so similar. Yeah, so, there's the tears for the night. Whew. Sorry, I brought things down. I brought things down for myself. We had a low bar tonight. Literally in the title, low bar. Oh. Apparently that included crying. Oh, we're good. We're good. You know, I will say I'm extremely grateful that I have a good relationship with both of my parents. My mom comes and drops by random stuff on my front porch because she lives 5 houses down the street from me. My dad, we have this emotional connection where we admit that we can't talk about feelings because then we'll just start hysterically sobbing. He is such a sympathetic man, or empathetic, I guess, in this situation. But he has an emotional depth that he doesn't ever really show until it's too late, and then, you know, everybody's just crying. You know, I will admit that's probably the case. Yeah, no, he and I cannot talk about emotional things. We cannot. Because the moment I start to cry, or the moment he starts, It's like playing a game of chicken. Whoever shows emotion first, like, except in that situation we're just both losers, because whoever shows emotion first sets off the other person, and then before you know it, just both of us are crying. I guess, like, I just naturally kind of hold everything in. I think it's one of those... It's also probably the reason that I don't like when people hug me to comfort me, because I'm holding it together enough so long as I have no input from anybody else. As soon as somebody starts expressing sympathy, I am a lost cause. Like at funerals, I do perfectly well until somebody comes up to me and says, "I'm sorry for your loss," or tries to give me a hug, because that pushes my mental, like, my emotional well, just, it dumps too much in, and all of a sudden, everything just pours out. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't need emotional stability today. Yeah, so, it's odd. I love to give sympathy, yet when I receive sympathy, my body's like, no, that's ick. We are going to expel all the bad feelings all at the same time. So yeah, if anybody ever happens to be around me when I'm grieving, please don't touch me. Because I'm just going to end up hysterically sobbing. And it's funny because that was a fine line with my mom, because that's her thing, is she loves to hug and comfort, and I'm like, please don't touch me. I'm going to lose it if anybody touches me. I'm like, I'm teetering on the edge of my sanity. Just please don't. But yeah, I'm like one of the first people to offer a hug or sympathy. It was so funny. So one of my coworkers, who she just took over a new position, she's learning the job. The girl she took over for, she left on vacation and she was supposed to come back, but then she was just like, oh no, I'm just gonna take a couple extra days off. And so she never finished the girl's training. And so the girl's trying to do her job, and she thought she was doing it fine, only to realize, no, there was a bit of a snag, and it didn't quite work the way she thought. And I'm like, oh. So I was standing there listening to one of my other coworkers talk about it, and I was just like, I think she needs a hug. So I went to go give her a hug. I was like, I am so sorry. I heard about your troubles. You know, so going back and forth between my parents' houses, having her show up in the middle of the week. So this was when my great-grandma passed away. So we had already known that, you know, she was, 86? 85, 86? And so we already knew. And she had leukemia, and, we went and said our goodbyes and everything, which was hard. It was hard enough. And then I'm sitting at my dad's house in the next town over, and all of a sudden he's like, hey babe, you want to come into the living room real quick? I'm like, okay. And I went to the living room, and I look, and there's my mother standing there with a very sad look on her face. And just standing in the middle of the living room, I just start sobbing, because I know what's happening. My mother wouldn't show up at my father's house unless something terrible happened. And yeah, nope, sure enough. So anytime I see that look, or anytime she calls me in the middle of the week, I immediately go, who's dying? Because the first time, it was my dog that we had since I was a small child. And I'm talking like 1. We got this dog when I was 1, and the dog died my senior year of high school. So we had this dog for 17 years. So that was the first time that I got a call in the middle of the week that totally, like, sent me into a panic. And then, so she passed away on a Tuesday. No? Because I went back to school on Wednesday. So she passed away on a Monday. I took Tuesday off. Went back to school Wednesday. Thursday was parent-teacher conferences. And that's when my mom tells me that my great-grandma is dying of leukemia. And I'm like, I can't handle any more of this. I'm already fragile. So yeah, now anytime I get a call from anybody in the middle of the week, I'm panicking, going, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, is everyone okay? So note to anybody who knows me, who has my phone number, please don't call me in the middle of the week. Send a text. And don't send a text saying, can I call you? Can I call you and we need to talk? Those, no. Those are bad texts. We don't send people those texts. Especially people with anxiety. I don't know if I'm just emotional or what, because now I'm like talking about all the things that make me want to cry, and I just almost speared my freaking ostrich with my fishing spear, because it likes to come sit in the way. Stupid ostrich. You tiny little brain. Can somebody, like, derail this train of thought and just, like, bring up something happy? Hobbies. Does anybody have a hobby? Anybody have a hobby they want to talk about? Before I, like, get too deep down this rabbit hole and that's all I'm going to be thinking about? Jeez, we went from me talking about my dream of my death to me, like, bawling because I'm leaving my dad's house to my great-grandma dying and then my dog dying. Jeez! Somebody save me from myself. I'm on a tangent. I'm on a tangent that's sad. The tangent of sadness. I have the most random brain because it's like this thought goes to this thought goes to this thought, and they're not all connected because I said tangent of sadness and my brain said, tangerine of sadness. I'm like, no, we don't need tangerines of sadness. It's cheaper than therapy. You know, I will say, at one point I talked to my friends about this, and I was like, why do I get, because I've been in therapy before, I'm like, I get so much more out of talking with my friends than I ever did out of therapy. And I'm not saying therapy is bad, but for me, like, I get more out of talking with my friends, although you guys are a captive audience, and I feel really bad, because you're just here to watch me play this little farming game, and, you know, play with mammoths. And I'm over here discussing, you know, life and death and tangerines of sadness. Well, it's gonna stay in my head forever. Oh my gosh. You know, now it's to the point where I don't remember what the initial phrase was. What was it? It was the tangent of sadness, and now it's the tangerine of sadness. I'm gonna need audio to make me, like, a logo or something that says, like, a little, like when you're sad, like, here, this is a sticker that you can use. The tangerine of sadness. And then the other one is love your trash. What did that, I forget what episode that was from. Jeez, this fish is a pain in the butt. But yeah, that was from another episode where I went on a tangent. I was talking about how sometimes you love things that are not necessarily good or popular, and you know what? Love your trash. And you know, it's funny because it goes for the type of movies you like, the type of food you like. If you want to sit there and eat, like, these crackers you can get from the dollar store that you remember from your childhood, and everyone's like, those are gross and those are processed and it's bad, you know what? Love your trash. You enjoy those dollar crackers. Or those novels that people say are just absolute trash. You know what? Love your trash. You know, it's funny. Every time I pick up my phone and start to read these, like, stupid web novels and stuff, that it's just like, I don't know why I like it. It literally is just garbage. that phrase goes through my head. I'm like, love your trash. Hey, the chicken and a biscuit crackers are fantastic, okay? Shush. Do you remember the Walmart, I think they were like shortbread cookies, but they had the little Great Value G swirl on them? Oh, but I don't want that fish anymore. I want this fish. Oh, jeez. This fish is gonna be a pain. Like, I feel like I remember those. It was those and the Great Value Vanilla Wafers. Those are the ones that I remember the most. That and chicken and a biscuit. Those things are so salty. Have you had them, like, anytime recently? Those little salt mines. But they're so tasty. Okay, I have the coup de grace of cheap foods that are like, Do you remember golden whales? Golden whales from when you're too poor to afford goldfish. It's the golden whales. I remember those, like, vividly. I remember the taste of them, too. We could not have goldfish. We had golden whales. Yep. The golden whales. I mean, if somebody offered me golden whales today, I would not turn my nose up at golden whales, but still. It's one of those things that I remember from my childhood. I'm like, yep, golden whales. Yep. Or those animal crackers that, like, the weirdly smooth ones. Not the rough ones, but the weirdly smooth ones that taste like air and vanilla. So, okay, Sunbelt granola bars were legit. Before they changed their recipe, those things were amazing. And then they changed the recipe, and they're just like, eh. They changed the recipe, and they're smaller, too. Okay, but there were so many times that I accidentally left it in my lunchbox. What I would do is I would open it, like, just at one end. I wouldn't bother to open it, like, down the length of the wrapper. I would open it and then squeeze it out. Okay, who else, does anybody else in the comments remember when the Nature Valley granola bars were so hard? It was both hard and brittle at the same time. But if you took a bite, it, like, exploded into, like, sawdust. Anybody else remember that? They have since changed the recipe to be softer and not so jaw-breaking. But I remember when they were like that. See, my favorite of the Sunbelt granola bars were the honey ones. Just like the straight, plain honey and oat. That and occasionally one of the fudge dip coconut ones. Okay, and also, poor food that I used to love, that I still make to this day, macaroni, peas, and tuna. Poor man's tuna casserole is so good, and my husband refuses to try it. And I'm like, just try it. Or, like, there are some things that I still buy generic, and he's like, why don't we just buy this name brand? I'm like, no, it's a waste of money. It's the same. But then other things I have since, like, grown the ability to be like, okay, no, generics, it's not the same. I'm like, so goldfish? For the longest time, I was like, I'm gonna buy my own goldfish. And then I, like, got off the goldfish kick, and I was like, I don't want goldfish anymore. But I was like, I can buy name brand goldfish. Somebody can't have tuna. I'm pretty sure my mom would eat it. Maybe. I don't know. I bet she would. But yeah, I'm like, there are some poor comfort foods that I can't get rid of. Ramen. I remember eating copious amounts of ramen. And spaghetti. I still love spaghetti. I don't know. I am going to make my grandma's Spanish rice. Hopefully this weekend. If I have, I'm sure I have rice. I'm half Mexican, of course I have rice. I'm actually not half, I'm like a quarter. But still, the point remains. I have rice in this house and I know it. I have a sixth sense. There is rice in this house. I'm pretty sure it's in the garage. And I think I have tomato sauce too. I'm making the rice. And don't listen to the white people. No offense, I'm half white. I can talk about it. When they call for seasonings with your Spanish rice, you toast the seasonings with the rice. You don't wait until after it's cooking. You toast it with the rice. And when they call for a quarter teaspoon of cumin, nay. You sprinkle that until your ancestors tell you to stop. And half the time, it's a lot more than you think. But your house should be fragrant, and according to my husband, smell like feet. My husband hates the smell of cumin. But I'm like, that's so much of the food I grew up with is cumin. Except when I smell cumin, I remember tacos. But still, point remains. Your house should smell like cumin. And the non-Hispanic people will think it smells like feet. Always toast your seasoning with your rice. Anywho, now that we've gone on so many different weird tangerines of sadness. Oh, hey, look at that! I love how we didn't even bother to name the male. They had a baby! This baby's gonna change by the time we come back, because when you reload the game, if this is the cutscene, it will restart every single time until you, I guess, you can pick the color and genetics of the one you want. He's uncultured. Not gonna lie, you're a little bit right, but I'm gonna get off the tangent train. I gotta write that down, the tangerines of sadness. Okay, anywho, thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was weird. I'm in a weird headspace, but I will be back. I won't commit to it, but I'm thinking of doing a Faz stream tomorrow because the Halloween update's out. I kind of want to do it just for the Halloween update, and they changed one of the maps. So, what is it? Maple Lodge Campsite, the big campsite, is actually, they changed the map. I guess they were having a lot of issues because it was so open. Like, there was a lot of, like, actual, like, game coding issues with it. So they've added a bunch of walls and stuff. They've segmented it off. And obviously the Halloween update's out right now, so there's like a lot of new props. So I'm considering doing that tomorrow. If not, like, we'll come back. We'll come back on Monday. But until then, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of their weekend, and I hope to see you guys then.